Hello everyone, good evening. Hey Akash. How was your trading day today? How was your portfolio? So yesterday we discussed that, we have corrected probably, and we're now going to reverse. Hi Dinesh. So if you can hear me and if you can see my audio, just say hi. Yeah, hello. Hey Shankar. Hey Tabitha. Hey Nanad. Hey Turtle Trader. So if your portfolio was good today, mine was good. Around 1.5% it was up. I think driven by, I think again today Hikal had a great move. And yeah, one of the stocks from our newsletter also hit 20% circuit, VIP Industries, which was given some time back. Now, wow, Ninad says plus 2%. Laxmi Organics, amazing. VIP, good. Hi Arun. Hi Suman. Hi Vallabh. Hi Vijay. Hey Sandeep. Nice. So we're having hi Sushilanti. So just a quick update on how I found VIP Industries, right? So while we have more people joining, so that we get some nice insights, right, as to how I found VIP Industries. Now VIP Industries came in my radar basically when weekly crossed, so if you see last week it was 94 and this week it's crossing almost 100. But it came, I think I posted this I think 2 weeks back when CCI crossed 100, when it came in around this point, right? So, and also if you see relative strength here is crossing the 52-week moving average, right? So relative strength has been kind of stable. It has been flat while the Nifty, the stock went up and Nifty went up. Relative strength has been almost flat, right? And momentum is also picking up, right? Now if you just go to the long-term charts, right, if you just go to the long-term charts, I'm basically on the monthly chart right now, and if you try to draw a channel, right, now the channel, as soon as you look at the charts, you can't really draw a channel. So what I do is I try to start off with this point and I try to extend that, right? Now you see this is kind of a perfect channel, right? We have 2 touch points on that side and 2 touch points on this side, right? And then just looking closely looking at the monthly charts and the monthly candles, so the stock came just all the way up, it came till here, and then after it came here we had 1 2 3 4 5 months of consolidation. And also if we draw a trend line from here, right, we were right around that point. I think it was, I drew something like this, yes. So we were right around the trend line resistance. We just crossed the trend line and we were hovering around the trend line. And if you see weekly bars, it is trying to go up, but it couldn't go up. But every time there is a buying pressure and the stock is trying to move ahead, but it's not going ahead. Now many people might say that this is selling pressure, right? There is sell off and then it's coming down. But also note that when a stock comes close to a near resistance and if it's trying to make this candle, then there is also a possibility that the stock can head higher. It's trying to move up, but there is sell off, and since that sell off has to be absorbed, the stock goes sideways for a few more weeks. And then if you see, it had almost an inside bar, 5 weeks of inside bar almost, right? So this is not a proper inside bar, and then this week we had a move up. Right now, yesterday was a proper shakeout, but in case you were looking at VIP Industries and if you were not invested, then this would have been a perfect setup, to go long above this high over here around 425, 430 odd levels. You could have gone long, right? So there's a proper cup and handle breakout, and it gave a really good move today. So yeah, that's how you could have invested in VIP Industries today. Okay, let's get started. I think we have around 20 odd people. So starting off with Nifty, again, Nifty had kind of a flat day, not a flat day, but yeah, a good day. But we kind of had a one-way move up. Right now, if you remember what I said yesterday, I clearly said if you have a gap above 16,300. Now the reason why I said gap up is because we were on the short time frame, we were forming higher high and higher lows. So this is a new high, this is a new high. We're forming a new low, higher continuous higher lows, and then we gapped up right above 16,300 as expected, or as we discussed as per a long setup. But then we said we will not go long, but probably wait for a dip. Now if you had actually looked at this 5-minute bar, I'm just zooming in a bit, so there was a massive gap up, right? So we had a gap up from here. So this was a gap that was there, right, at the open, and then markets came, so Nifty reversed right to the gap and we filled the gap, and then this was a demand wick, right? So this wick here shows there's a lot of demand, and then it again tried to go higher, then again it came, again it formed wick. The moment you saw these two wicks, one of the easiest way to trade this is just keep a buy or a buy stop order above this. Right, a buy stop order is only, it will trigger, the buy order will get triggered only if it crosses 16,329.8. So you could have kept an order for 16,330 with a stop around 16,288, or you could have even kept a stop around this green candle, right? So if you're a little aggressive, then you can also keep your stop below this green candle here, above the breakout candle. Now that can work most of the times. Now even if you see here, when we broke out here, if I kept stop up just below this green candle, it would have worked. Even at this point, right, it would have worked everywhere. If you see that breakout just below that previous candle, if it kept, it will work most of the times. But if you're a beginner, don't keep that, because if you get stopped out 1 or 2 times, then you will really feel bad. So that was a good long setup, and then we just kept, heading higher. Right now, probably if you are falling high lows, high highs, and if it was not on the pivot based indicator, then you would have exited here. But and then you could have probably exited and just left for the day, because this was close to the end of the session. It was around 2:10, 2:30, so you could have just left over after that. So it was a good day, at least for markets, but I'm seeing a pattern here, right? So right now what we are seeing is this pattern. So it's called it's right on the, some people call it a megaphone pattern as well. So basically this range is getting higher and higher, but now there is a chance that we might drop all the way down, right? There is a chance. But right now, since the market is so bullish and it's not going down, so I'm expecting a breakout here tomorrow. But for now, that's the pattern we're looking at. And this is just, I'm connecting the points on the lower side here, right? On the upper side, I'm connecting that there. Now, even yesterday I could have spotted this pattern, but yesterday I did not have this rejection here to confirm that, right? So we could also draw on this pattern yesterday, but we just had 2 touch points. Now, always remember, when you have 2 touch points, that trend line is probably going to be invalid. Now, since I've seen a reversal today around that same zone, so this is probably a good pattern that we're looking at, and any breakout tomorrow above 16,375 odd can be used to go long. So tomorrow's plan is, if we gap up above 16,375, 76 odd above that point, above this point over here, then we can go long. Your stop is very less, above 16,340, right? So that's a 35 point stop, and then you can go long above that point. But on the contrary, if we kind of gap down, or if you kind of get rejected tomorrow morning around this zone, let me take a brush, sorry. Yeah, let's say tomorrow we kind of open here and then we come down like this, and then we go down like this, right? So the moment we break this low, which is 16,338, 335 level, 335, let's keep it 335. And the moment we go below this, then you can probably short for targets on the lower side, right? Always trail your stop loss. We don't know if he'll come all the way down, but that's the short plan. And the long plan is to go long only above 16,375 odd. Otherwise, in between, don't take any position. You might just be wasting your time, or just be paying your brokerages more charges. Right, so that's the long plan and the short plan. Above this point is long, and below this point is short. Anywhere in between, you can take a trade if you want, but it's just waste of money for the brokers, right? So you're just paying the brokerage for nothing. So that should be the plan for tomorrow. And now let's move on to the next section, which is our trade with Trendline investor series. So again, we had a good move today in our portfolio, even though we were allocated less. Now many people might ask, if we had a good 30% position on one of these, then probably we'd have made some money, right? But that's not how we approach markets. Now it could have been very easy for me to go with the same 30% position size on these 4 stocks. I'd have been fully invested. My portfolio probably would have gone up 2%, 3% odd. But that's not how you should be approaching markets. You should be approaching markets always looking at what the market is telling you. And because the market was bearish, so we said we will take positions in these stocks, and we took positions, but today we got the bullish confirmation. So now onwards, if you want, you can increase your risk again to 5% of portfolio heat. But as of yesterday, we did not want to do that, right? So again, so this was the holdings, and there was no orders executed today. So we still have these 4. Our portfolio was up around, today it was up around, I think around 1,300 rupees. Overall portfolio is up around 3% on 30,000. But if you look at from a 1 lakh perspective, then it is just up 1%. Right, so we are up again around 1%, and we had good moves today. We had 8% allocation to Laxmi chemicals. So then we had 8% allocation to Gland, Pharma. Cummins India around 7.5%, and here 6%. So this is a decent allocation. I don't say it's a very bad allocation. It's a very decent allocation. But we look at some other stocks where we can place orders and probably increase our position on those stocks. So otherwise, I think it was a good day, especially Laxmi. I don't know exact name. It's yeah, Laxmi Chemicals had a really good day. Let's look at the charts. Yeah, I already have it here. Yeah, Laxmi Organic, right? So that's the stock we're looking at. So again, the reason you should understand why am I adding this stock, or why these 4 stocks were selected as of yesterday, right? The reason is because this isn't a proper uptrend, and when the markets were down last couple of days, this stock did not go down much. It was green, in fact, right? And that's one of the reasons why we selected Laxmi Organics, because the strength was there. Now, if you just put up the I'm just trying to get the indicator. Yes. So if you look at the relative strength indicator, even though the markets, were going down, this relative strength shows that the stock is outperforming the markets. So this is a very strong indicator that the stock will continue to outperform in the future as well. Also, CCA was in momentum, right? So that's one of the main reasons why we chose Laxmi Organic Industries. I don't know why I keep saying that. But today, again, amazing move. Volumes have been good, but we want some more consolidation before we add on to our next position. So probably we want, some consolidation like that, and then we head higher. Then what we'll do is we'll add above that point, right? So we'll add only after the consolidation. So tomorrow, if it goes up directly, I will not add more to this stock. So we will come to the plan of pyramiding Laxmi Organics later. But for now, the stock looks good, and it is going our way, right? Again, Cummins Industries. Also, if you see, one of the reasons why I added this stock was last couple of days, even the market was down, the stock did not go down. And also, this was a proper breakout. I remember Ninad told us that it was an inverted head and shoulders breakout. Yes, it is. And we had good volumes, and that's why we added this stock, and it is also looking good. The other one was Birlasoft. The same reason. There's nothing great here. But the good thing is now we've had a good close today with a decent volume. So we also had a good close here. But if you go to the weekly chart, you see we kind of, did not close above that point. The highest close till now was 434.85. Sorry, the highest close is 420.05. Now this week, probably tomorrow, if we close above this highest close, which was 420. So if you close tomorrow above 420, 421, then this would be a good bet, right? And then probably if you want, you can increase allocation to the stock tomorrow. So tomorrow, let's say if the stock goes above 430 odd, or let's say right now the highest today was 427.9. So tomorrow, if you go above 428, then you can add another 5%, 500 rupees risk to the stock, and then pyramid it, right? Now this is also from the IT sector. The IT sector has been one of the brilliant sectors. It is just not cooling off. Now see the move here in 96. It's just one way move up. I remember I posted on Twitter when we are around here. If you see, I already had this, and I posted on Twitter when we were here, and from this point you see we have moved up almost 7,000 points. That's more than 25-30% return. Now if you want to measure the price moves, you can just use this indicator and just see this, right? We moved 25% since that retest over there. So Trendline retests are very good. You can use those. So Birlasoft is been going sideways. It's not been doing much. So what we can do is tomorrow we will add around 500 rupees risk to the stock. We already have a 500 rupees risk. So as of today, if we stop loss hits, we're losing around 500 rupees. So we'll add another 500 rupees above 428, right? So we keep a buyout at 428. So our pyramiding one would be 428, right? And our stop loss, we can keep a stop loss around 395. So 397 was this low. Even 395, even you can keep at this point, but that's a little aggressive. The stock sometimes might, go up and also come back down. So that's why I don't keep the stop loss so close. So what you can do is keep your stop below the red candle, which is 397. So we'll keep it off to 395, right? So 395 would be our stop, right? And if our risk is around 500, so we will be adding this minus this, right? So that's how we calculate our stock position size. So we'll be adding around 15 shares, right? And also here the stop would move to 395, right? Now this order should execute tomorrow, so you can place that order. So quantity is 15, and I will be buying at 428. So GTT would be above 428. So that's the plan for Birlasoft, because we are yet to break out. But whereas in Laxmi Chemicals, we have already broken out. Now if we have to buy here, our stop loss is still here, right? Around what is the current stop? Our current stop is around 265, right? So our stop loss is still continuing to be around 265. We can probably move to 270 today, because this candle low also can move it, but that doesn't allow us to add more positions, right? So next is Cummins. Cummins also has already given a good move. So again, if you want, you can add above this high, but I just see, so it's been going sideways, so I'll not add right now. I'll probably wait for some more consolidation before I want to add more of Cummins. So Birlasoft, the stop loss is, it's just about to break out. That's why I'm adding more Birlasoft. Cummins has already broken out. If you see from this point, it's already broken out, it's gone higher. So we're going to add much more on that. Also, Gland also has given a breakout here. Right, so again, not a very favorable condition because stop is still at 3775, right? And if you want, you can still add, you still have some risk, but there are some other stocks which you want to look at. Also, if you see, Gland is right now right around that resistance, so I don't want to, probably we might break out from here and head higher, so I don't want to add much on this position as well. But if you're still interested, keep a stop around 4350, and you can keep a stop probably around this point, around 3900 odd levels, right? So that's the charts. But what I'm going to have is, I'm going to have a stop order, buy stop order placed for this India Mart. India Mart, if you see this trend line, right? I'm just going to zoom in, right? Sorry. So India Mart, if you see, so this trend line over here, I'm connecting that point, and if you see, this point is connected here, and right now it's currently testing that point. So this is a very good risk reward trade, right? I don't want to miss this. So we have been rejected multiple times around 7498 again here, 7497 here, 7490 here. So I'm going to keep a buy stop above 7500, right? So above 7500, if it goes, the order will get executed. Our stop loss will be 7080. Okay, so you can do that order as well. So India Mart above 7500, and the stop is 7080. Okay, so we're going to add again here the quantity. I think we did 500 risk capital, so I'm going to add 30,000 worth, because this was based on 493. But if you just put here, if you want to risk 1000, right? So we buy 22,500 worth of shares, right? So basically, for stop loss hits, so this is around 420 rupees into 3, right? So that's around 1200 rupees stop, right? So we'll be adding around 3 shares of India Mart tomorrow. But apart from this, also there is I'm just looking at the stocks. HAL also looks good. HAL, again, if you see, this is contracting around that gap zone, right? So I think we already spoke about this, but around the gap zone, this stock has been consolidating, and we just want to move above 1150. Right, so if we cross above 1150, so that will be this consolidation breakout. And also, if you see, we are kind of forming not a proper, I will not say it's a proper VCP, but the moves have been getting smaller and smaller, right? And also today we had a good day. This looks like a reversal from the trend line, so everything is in place. So if you want, we can keep an order above 1150. So if you see here, we already have order above 1160, so I can make it 1150, and our stop would be 1070, right? So that's a stop. So 1070, right? Again here, let's say we want to risk 1000, right? So then we'll add 4950 worth shares, right? So that's the amount that we will be risking in these two stocks. Otherwise, Trend, Naukri, and Escorts, I'm still not see. If you see here, even if you're going to add above the breakout, so it's still not recovering, right? Trend is still in negative. It's not positive. Even though the entire market was positive, it's not yet showing good signs. So this is also another good setup. Naukri is a beautiful setup. If you see, we are forming kind of it's not a perfect inverted head and shoulders, but it's kind of forming a rounding base pattern here. Probably take a brush. Now if you see this pattern, right? So it's forming a rounding base here, and this could be a good setup for your trade. But the only thing for me why not take this trade is because from here, if let's say I keep a buy stop above this point, right? Now my stop is around 7%. So you can keep also, if you want, you can buy also this. If our risk allows, probably we can also include this. It's around 7.5% risk. So you can keep a buy stop above 5,600 probably, and keep your stop around this low, this day low, right? So 5,600 is what I think we entered yesterday. So 5,500 is what I've entered here. So basically I kept this high, right? So 5,500 with a stop around 5,000. So that's a 9% now. But if I'm going to keep my stop on this low, which is 5180, right? So I'm going to revise that to 5180. And then you can add even this stock. Again, here it should be 1,000. Right? So that's 22,000 worth. So Trent we'll remove from our list. Escorts, one last stock, let's check. Right, Escorts has given a breakout, right? It's not moving high, so I don't probably not add this at this point. And Likhita also can be a good add, but I'll add up only above 420 odd, and the stop is a little deep. So stop is around 30 points, is more than 8-9%. So that's why I'm ignoring Likhita. But you can also add right now at this point. If this was a trend line reversal yesterday at this point, then probably it's a good trade. But I don't want to add that at the moment because it can also follow up and go down as well. So if you see all the setups that we're looking at very strong setups, which if gives a breakout, it can give a good move, right? So tomorrow, as per our plan, we will add GT order for Birlasoft. So risk is 500. So we'll be adding some amount, and then India Mart, HAL, and Naukri. Right, so these are the 3 GTTs we'll keep. Remember, your risk should be at any point should not cross 5,000 rupees on your overall portfolio. Right, so right now we are 2,500. So we can add probably 2 more stocks. We can add these 3 stocks in this stock, but the moment you cross 5,000 portfolio heat, you should stop the other orders. You should cancel the other orders. And the reason why we're doing this is because markets have reversed today. So we are keeping orders above the high of yesterday's, right? High of today. We spoke about small cap yesterday, and we have kind of, broken the short-term downtrend. So if we just plot this, we have broken the short-term downtrend here. But as I mentioned yesterday, this level is the level to watch out for, right? So this from here, this level. So we need to go above 10,300 odd levels. That's what I mentioned yesterday. And I'll still say the same. Until we don't go above 10,300 odd levels, there is still a chance that we might come down, right? And this has happened in the past. If you look at the charts in the past, here we had a similar kind of move down, right? And if you see here, we broke this support over here, we came down and we went high, we retested, and then we came down again, right? And again we retested, we came down. So this was a short-term inverted head and shoulders. We again moved up, but then we again faced resistance, we came down. So we can do this also, no one knows. But for now, the move is we have closed higher. Tomorrow is closing also be very important, right? So that's why I've mentioned keep your stop losses above a certain level so that you don't get, if the market is weak, then your order will not get triggered and you can be saved. Okay, so that's it, I think, from the trade with Trendline investor. So in case you have been trading and you've been making money, do let me know. And let's take a pause. And we have 27 people. Let's hit that like button right now and show some motivation for me. And also, I'm sure you're enjoying this video. And thanks. We've been having consistently around 30 people who are joining every night at 11 o'clock with me. So I really appreciate that. And I hope this has been really useful for you. Okay. And also, as I always say, so we're almost close to 1,000 today. We are close to our 950, 955 subscribers. So if you find this really useful, do share with your friends. That's my kind request, and that'll really motivate me. Once we cross 1,000, I think from there we can grow even faster, right? So all of you have been joining, but do share this video, share this channel with your friends as well. Okay, so let's look at your questions for today. Hey Hemant, hi Shiv. Shiv says it was a perfect day. Portfolio was green. I think a lot of people have been happy. Many stocks also hit upper circuits, so that's really fantastic. But if your portfolio was down today, then it's time to retrospect, right? So if you've been having some stocks and they were down, and if entire portfolio was down, then you might want to go on retrospect and see what was the stocks we're holding and why we're holding them. And that's very important to look at, especially after the market dropped. And some stocks will continue to go lower, but some stocks will head higher, even if the market is weak. Bhaskaran is asking, hi, do you trade intraday? Unfortunately, no, Bhaskaran. I do not trade intraday, as I don't have the time for that, and I have a full-time job, so I don't do it. Sagar is asking my view on Deep Industries and PIX transmission. PIX is an update post recent volatility. Okay, let's look at it. Deep Industries, yeah, again, Sagar is in a beautiful uptrend. I think it's trading in a perfect channel. So if you connect this point, you're probably looking at a perfect channel. So around that point, right? So it can go high from here. So probably you should continue to hold deep. It is probably heading towards 130 odd levels. So this can also be one of the stocks if you want to do in short-term trade. So 114, keep order above 114, 115. Your stop is around 102 and look for targets around 130, right? That's a very short-term trade. That's my view on deep. It's really good. PIX transmissions has been volatile, but it's kind of recovering, but today couldn't cross that sell-off day high. Now it is very important for stocks to cross that sell-off day high, right? So moment it crosses that sell-off day high, it shows the stock has some strength again. But until then, the short-term trend can be down, and I think this stock has been in an uptrend. So it's in a beautiful uptrend, in fact. So don't worry as such. It gave a parallel channel breakout around here, and then it's going higher. So I keep talking about parallel channels again and again, but see the move post the parallel channel. It has been a steep move, right? So if you find parallel channel breakouts on long-term charts, don't forget to invest in them. But that's my view on Pix Sagar. Apollo Sundari Hotel, I think this stock, it's been a long time since I looked at the stock. Let's see what it says. Right, I think I posted this long time back when it was here around, right? So it didn't break out and it just went sideways. So, but after that, what has happened is the stock kind of gave a breakout here in the month of May, and then after 2 months, it is probably heading higher again. But this is a long-term stock, and probably because the stock has been listed since 2015 and it is going in a beautiful uptrend. Fundamentals also look good. I think I made these notes some time back. ROC is good, ROA is good, PE is also cheap, but it seems like it is given a downtrend breakout, right? So that's a downtrend if you want to look at, or you just wait for a closing about today's high, right? But this was a very good setup, I think, when it broke out from here, right? This was a very good setup, and now it's just consolidating and it's just moving higher, right? Correction, and then it's moving higher. So looks good to me, Sandeep. So what could be Ingrevia life share bottom? I have no idea. What could be the bottom? I've never heard of the stock, in fact. It's a BSE stock. So I think we're close to the bottom, Rohit. So if you see, so this is the long-term trend up, right? So we're close to the bottom. So you can buy the stock. In fact, I think it's a penny stock. It's a very good buy right now at this point. So today's low will not, so this week's low will not be broken probably, and we can see some good moves from here on. So let me just draw up. I think it's a parallel channel breakout. That's not a perfect parallel channel, but it can head higher from here. So yeah, it's a good stock. It is not a good stock. I'm not sure if it's a good stock or not, but technically it looks beautiful. I think yesterday's low was the lowest point, and it should head higher from here. So if you're entering, then keep a stop around 16. 16 can be a stop, and you can probably expect around 20-25 levels, right? But this is a perfect setup, but I don't trade in such stocks because it doesn't move for many months, and it doesn't look very highly liquid as well. It seems like it's a very operator control stock. Okay, so if you want, you can enter right now. The stop is 16. That's my view on Ingrevia. Okay, so I hope that makes you smile, Rohit. Tata Power, Rohan asks my view on Tata Power. So Tata Power is again, around that trend line we broke out. Just a consolidation. I think we should head higher. It looks beautiful. Tata Power is one of the best companies in the power space. So looks good. Dinesh says done pyramid we hit 425 today. Stop loss should be yesterday lower 390. Dinesh, really good that you did pyramid. It's a wonderful thing to do. So stop loss, you can move your stop to 390 odd, or you can even keep your stop around 408, which is today's low. But for now, just keep safe and keep your stop till 390. Let another consolidation form, and then you can add more. But this stock will go much higher. Now remember the channel that I drew, right? The channel that I drew was something like this. Right now, if it has to go up, it can go all the way up. If you want, you can hold this as investment pick as well. It can even be a 3-bagger, 4-bagger from here. If the economy opens up and everything goes well, VIP Industries is a beautiful company from a fundamental perspective. Even from a technical perspective, if you see, it just makes continuously higher lows. So this could be a multi-bagger, but for now, the immediate targets are 600 odd, and then from there it can go to even 1000. It can be a 2x, 3x, but you need to give it some time. Don't expect it to give, in next 1 or 2 years, but if you can hold it for the next 5-6 years and just keep trailing a stop loss on the weekly charts, okay, trail your stop loss on the weekly charts, then you can even see 1000, 2000 odd levels, right? But it's a very good investment stock. So that's my view. Ninad asks my view on Nelco. I think Nelco has given a breakout, and last 2 days has been excellent. It has been in upper circuits. So right now is not the time to add. As I always say, 360 is your stop. 355 is your stop, or even 360 can be a stop, but wait for a consolidation, then add Nelco. Okay, so if you were watching this stock, this was a perfect trend line reversal here, and then it went higher. Right, from a long-term perspective, I think this stock still has some room to head higher. So I can probably hit to around 1000 odd levels. That's 2x from here. But remember, if the market reverses, the stock also can reverse. So don't have high hopes. Always keep stop loss and ride it as much as possible. So I hope I answered the question, Anand. Vallabh is asking, exited CMAC with stop loss yesterday, should I enter again? Yes, you should enter, because yesterday was a fake out in many of the stocks. So if you want to enter above 702, 705, or even above today's high, and keep your stop around the same stop, keep it around the same stop around 645, that should work out. But yeah, enter above 705 odd levels, Vallabh. So if you stopped out yesterday in some of the stocks and you want to enter again once it crosses the previous highs, right? So in this case, 705 or even 710 to be more conservative. But yeah, that's how you want to enter stocks. Just don't enter at any price. So Thangamile Jewelers, Sandeep is asking, Thangamile Jewelers has been one fantastic stock in this bull run. I think I showed this before, but probably it's facing resistance around that resistance zone, and you want to keep your stop loss, around 770. Right now, this is what I'm talking about. Now, see, after the sell-off, the stock has been coming down. While many stocks have been going up, the stock is coming down. Keep a stop around 770. Whatever it is, exit the stock at 770. Right? Or even if you want to be a little conservative, then even 730 could be your stop. But if I'm a trader, if I'm trading this, I'll keep 750 as stop and exit at 770. Okay, I hope Sandeep answered. Next question is, have a look on Chininfla and DCQ and day frame and suggest. I don't know what that stock is. Okay. Again, this has broken that swing high, swing low, and today it got rejected right from that zone. So I would not add this, right? So I'd probably add this about 38 odd levels, not before that, because the reason why I'm saying 38 is that's the previous point before where it had a breakout and came again down. So I don't add it right now. It looks like got rejected today right from the resistance. So if you want to add about today's high, if you're a little aggressive, but whatever it is, keep your stop around 27.5. Okay, that's your stop. Okay, so I hope I answered that. DCQL, I'm not sure what is DCQL stock. I don't get that. So decal. So Dishma Carbon, yeah, this is what I'm saying, right? So Dishma Carbon has managed to head higher past the last 2 days and kind of reversed from that support zone. So Dishma Carbon you can add right now. You can buy, or if you're a little conservative, you can add about 230 odd levels. Keep a stop around 170. And I think this recently gave a downtrend breakout. And I think this can be a good positional trade if it closes above this level. Right, this is a nice cup and handle. So if you want to really enter the stock, you can probably enter about 230, or you can enter about 220 also. Right, but it has broken out from a downtrend and it's just consolidating around that level, and probably it can head higher from here. Right, so that's my view. Goa Carbon, HCL Tech. Yeah, it looks good. Goa Carbon looks good, no problem. It is just reversed from the previous swing low. Right, so it reversed from there, so nothing wrong there. HCL Tech also looks good. HCL Tech gave a breakout today, so it looks fantastic. You can hold. This is a nice rectangle breakout. In fact, we had a breakout, we had a continuous inside bars, and it has moved up, so it looks good. I don't trade, Arun, I don't trade upper circuit stocks, which are especially hitting upper circuits continuously. I told you this multiple times. I've told on this channel multiple times, I don't trade such stocks which are continuously hitting upper circuits. I don't have a strategy for this, because you need to have the stomach to digest big drops and big gains. For example, if you see the move from here to here has been 100% move, right? And there's a high chance the stock can fall 50% from that and then consolidate. So I don't have that stomach to digest such moves. So I don't trade such stocks. I also don't have the stomach to digest such long consolidations. So I have no strategy on this. So it's up to you how you want to trade. Jaydev says, exited Korean Industries due to stop loss hit. However, showing good demand today. Is it right price to enter? So I think I've told already this multiple times. What is the right time to enter? Enter above the recent highs. Now I will not enter Korean Industries only. I'll enter only this above probably 670. Or if you're really aggressive, then probably around 620 odd levels, which is this level. Right? I will not enter the stock right now because it has broken down from a key support. Right now, unless it doesn't cross above this, I would not enter, even though it goes up 20% from here, but there's very high chance it will reject and come down again. So if you want to enter probably around 590 or 620. Okay. Hi sir, please share video on creating Excel journal. That will be very helpful. Yes, Akash, I will do that. Waiting for breakout of 1,000 subscribers. Yes, if you think you can help me achieve that, that's why I'm asking you to share your channel with your friends. Ask your friends and family to join one session, and they will see how useful it is, and then they will decide to subscribe to the channel, right? Yeah, but do that. Please do that for me. Kumari asks, hi VAP, can we enter now or wait for retracement? I don't recommend entering when a stock is 20% secured. Enter when it is giving a breakout, or enter only on retracement. So right now, if you want to enter VIP, the strategy is very clear. You will not enter at today, tomorrow, whatever happens. But I will probably recommend you to enter if you come back to 427 or even 430. If you come between 435 to 425, enter the stock. Or if we do something like this, so if we come like this, or if you go higher like this, then you can enter above that point, right? So but we need a swing, so you need the stock to consolidate like this, right? How the stock went up, came down, went up, came down, and then it is consolidating and then moved up. So you want to enter at these points, right? You don't want to enter right now, because right now if you enter, your stop loss is very deep, right? So that's not how you enter. So I hope I have clarified your question. I've been answering all these questions multiple times. I hope we don't get such questions again, because we can focus on many other things, right? Methanolyze looks good. It's a proper uptrend. There's nothing to worry about. Harish, Dabur also I think looks good. I think these are all very good stocks, right? So Dabur gave a breakout from this point, and then it's kind of just short-term downtrend. So it's still a very good stock. You can continue to hold Dabur. I have no other views on that. Drumit asks, Greaves Cotton, can you guide? I think Greaves Cotton is just not breaking out. It's just struggling around that all-time high. Right, so this is the breakout that we're expecting for Greaves Cotton. Right, it got rejected and it's coming down. So if I were holding the stock, I'd have probably exited the stock when it broke down below this low. Right, so this was the point that you should have exited. Now, a lot of stories around Greaves Cotton. Now you should not be relying on such stories. People have been saying it's in the EV space and all that, but the moment the stock broke out from this point, I'd have been out. So 157, 55 would have been my stop, and now it's been last 2 days just going down. There's no strength as yet. So one probability is that this stock can probably come here and reverse, but even then I will not add this stock. I'll probably add this stock only above 176 and look for a small consolidation. So right now it's in a short-term downtrend. Kumari asked my view on Gandhi tubes. Let's look at that. I think this also is a proper uptrend. Yeah, there's nothing to worry. Today I had a good move with good volumes. It's up 7%, so it's still in a strong uptrend. You can continue to hold Gandhi tubes. Harish asks, if I missed a breakout and hit upper circuit on that day, when should I enter again? I told you, Harish, already. You should wait for a consolidation only, then enter. Okay, view on Tainwala Chemicals. Yeah, so this is a proper retest, right? Now, this is why I just told you why you should not enter the stock on breakout on upper circuits. Now, if you enter the stock somewhere here or somewhere here, see what happened to your money, right? Your money is basically down completely. Now, rather if you had waited for a retest, or if you waited for a consolidation, then you would have been a best time to add is right now. Or you always, even when it's correcting, if you see after all these days, the first time it has formed a green candle, right? So, and also if you look at the trend line, this is a proper trend line reversal, not a proper, but kind of a trend line reversal on this point. Now, probably wait for a consolidation. It will not directly go out. Don't be in a hurry. Stocks will never go directly like this, right? After such a long downtrend, it will probably go like this. Right, one beautiful example I can show is Texmo Pipes. Now, Texmo Pipes gave a nice breakout from this point, right? So this was a breakout point where it moved all the way up. Now, if someone had entered here at this point, there was no need to enter this point, right? Because the stock is nicely consolidating. Let it consolidate. Now you'll find a nice point. Now this is a perfect point to enter Texmoco, right? Above 58, enter, because this has been almost more than June, July, August, 2.5 months downtrend consolidation. It's right around the trend line support here, and you want to probably enter here. Right, but again, this is a circuit stock. If it goes up, it goes in circuits, but only the recent time. So you can enter the stock if you want to. But above 58 is when you need to enter the stock. Okay, so that's my view on Tainwala. VRL Logistics. I think VRL Logistics has given a very good move today. In fact, it's looking very good. I just saw this as a scanner, and it has given a breakout with volumes after 5 weeks of consolidation. After 4 weeks of consolidation, it's a very good stock to enter right now. Keep a stop around 290 odd. It's a very small stop. Probably 10%. You can look for 30%, 40% returns in this. And probably I'm looking for targets of 370, 380 in the short run, but above that we can see even 440 levels, right? Above 440 it can give a very good move, but it needs to cross 450, 460. If it crosses 460, then you're going to probably see even 1000 from there, right? But it's all just probability, so keep your stop loss always. So this is a 6-year breakout if it breaks out at this point. So right now this is the first level breakout after this massive downtrend, right? So it's a very good entry right now. You can consider VR Logistics as a good stock. Sudhakaran, Suhas, I hope I answered your question. Sudhakaran, Cubex Tube. Yeah, this is why I don't trade circuit stocks, right? So because they just don't go sideways. They go sideways for months sometimes, and it is broken now from a swing high, swing low. This is not a good sign for the stock. You should not be invested in such small cap stocks. I keep telling this is a proper sideways. This is not a stock I'll be invested in. It's a very bad structure. It has done nothing since last 10-12 years. If you want to enter the stock, probably I'll consider above this point, or even above this point here, right? Until then I'll not even touch the stock. Okay, the moment you see stocks which has movements like this, right? You see this movement, it's properly driven by operators, I feel. Okay, so don't invest in such stocks. Santosh, hello. Vallabh says Affle took support today again. What should be the stop loss and entry above 300? Yes, I think that's what I mentioned. So Affle is right now just close to support. See the volumes, amazing volumes, right? So probably I'm going to add Affle also. We can add on a list for trade, but today the volumes were excellent, around 200,000 shares after many weeks. The stock is right at the trendline support, a good candle today, and probably add above 4,300, as you said, Vallabh. 4,300 is the level to add. Keep a stop around 4,000, right? So there's 300 point stop. So that's how much? 7.5% stop around, right? So but the major resistance is trend line, so you want to wait for this trend line to be taken out also, but take a small position and then you can keep adding as and when it moves higher, right? But take a small position, not more than 10% to start with, or if you can take a good position, if you take on 20%, 30% position, then ensure that kind of tracking it very closely and book profits as and when it hits higher. But this is a very major resistance. 5,000 can be a really major resistance, so watch out for that zone. Okay, Santosh is a little late. Looks Nifty going strong. Yes. Any targets for Laurus Labs? I don't really have targets, Santosh. By now, I think you should have known that. But it's in a strong uptrend. I think we discussed this some time back, and it has now given a breakout. Keep your stop around 630, 35 levels. If you're holding this for long, that's a really good stop, and let it go as how high it wants to. I have no personal targets as such. MCX, Naresh, yes, I think you asked this before, I missed it, I think. MCX has been going sideways. It's just been going sideways. It's not doing anything. I think it's testing the frustration of many traders who are invested. But this is a breakout retest, right? So this is the breakout retest, and it's just been going sideways. I don't know what's happening in the stock, but it did cross the all-time high. I think it is just doing sideways, and it needs to cross this zone, right? So it can go sideways for some more weeks, some more months also, no one knows. But if you're holding this stock, then kind of try to reduce your position and keep it around 10% and add, or keep it in 5% and add more above 1850, 1860 levels. So that's the level above which we can see some momentum picking up. But probably let's look at this trend line. Yeah, it's not even a trend line retest. It has gone below, right? So one last thing I want to check is this trend line. So probably just taking support. Yeah, probably that trend line might be, it's a very short-term trend line, so I don't rely on short-term trend lines. But yeah, I would not add this stock until it crosses 1875 or 1860 levels. Okay, that's my view on MCX. View on Castrol India, Komuragari asks. Castrol has still a strong downtrend, right? It has broken out of this, but there's a major bearish trend line. So this is a major bearish trend line. So I don't invest in stocks until the major bearish trend line is taken out. And this looks like it's just struggling to move up. There's no momentum whatsoever. This is why I say, right? So you need the strength. So this is the indicator, relative strength, right? And you see, you need this also to be above the red line on the weekly time frame. Now you see what has happened. This stock, it was going up. The relative strength was going up, and the moment it broke down, right? Here, first breakdown was here, then it went up again, and then it again break down. So it's just been going down. There's no strength in this stock whatsoever. right? And you don't want to be in such stocks. It is just waste of time and waste of your money, waste of your capital. If you're invested, invest in good stocks, right? Not in good stocks mean this is a good stock, but the momentum needs to be good. Momentum, when it's good, it will give you quick money, right? And people say you should not be getting quick money, but this is not quick money. Probably you're aiming for 20% CAGR every year, 25%. So don't be in such stocks. Endurance Tech qualifies for parallel channel breakout. Total Trader wants to know this. Endurance Tech, not really. It is not broken out of the parallel channel, but let's just check the long-term charts. This is not a parallel channel. First, it is just a rectangle, breakout, right? So this is a rectangle pattern, and that's a rectangle breakout in this month of July. I don't see a parallel channel anywhere. Maybe let's take a try. Yeah, I don't see a parallel channel, to be honest. But yeah, it's in a strong uptrend. So, stop loss around 1560 odd levels, you can continue to hold. Harish, let's keep questions, maximum 2 stocks per person. I think we've lost already many. BBTC is in a strong downtrend. It has broken this trend line, short-term trend line. It is near a major support. So if it goes below 1100, I'd completely be out of the stock. Never been a stock where it breaks major weekly supports. Okay, Trident is very strong. I posted on Twitter as well. You go and check on Twitter. But Trident looks very strong. In fact, results were amazing today. This is a beautiful parallel channel. Now, I think someone asked, Turtle Trade asked about parallel channel. This is what a parallel channel, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So this is a beautiful parallel channel. Turtle. This looks very good. Trident. Aditya took a position in OFSS. It's an uptrend, right? And it has broken out of 5-year, 6-year breakout. It's a beautiful setup. This can head much higher. So don't just sell it off. Keep a stop. Even around 4,300 stop would work for the stock, right? So it can head much higher. So it's just breaking out from a 5-year consolidation. So if anyone wants to invest also, you can invest in this stock, right? So I hope it goes well. Rohit asks, any view on Petronet's not moving since 2 months? I have no idea. If it doesn't move since 2 months, I just get out of stock even if it doesn't move for some time. I'm sorry, Petronet, right? Petronet, LNG. Yeah, it's just going sideways, right? So as I said, the bearish trend line needs to be taken out. That is a major bearish trend line. Until that is taken out, don't exit the stock. I said don't enter the stock, but probably it is right at the bottom. So maybe expect some reversal. But until this is not, any such trend lines is not crossed, I will not personally enter such stocks. So some stocks can do this for years. Okay, so you don't want to be stuck in that stock forever. But I think there's a nice trend line which I can see. Let's look if that's the trend line. Yeah, so that's the trend line. Probably, if that's the trend line, I'm not sure. So I don't have many touch points. So, but that's nice parallel channel. Maybe, not sure. So I don't, if I can't find a perfect parallel channel, I'll just ignore the stock. Maybe it can go sideways for some more weeks or some more months, but that's not a setup I'll be invested in, Rohit. Aditya, again, I've given my view on OFSS. HCL, I've given my view. AFL, I've given my view. LTI and LT. Okay, let's keep it to 2 stocks, guys. I don't want to answer many stocks. There's so many people, and I also, it's getting late for me as well. So I hope you can appreciate the time of 45 minutes. Let's stick to 45 minutes. We are past 3 minutes already, but this is a nice breakout on LTI. It is, more than 6 months, 7 months breakout. It's going really well. And LT, Last and Turbo, is just consolidating at all-time highs. So this is the level it's consolidating at. So it had a breakout from here. It's just consolidating, so it can move higher, right? So stop can be even as close as 1550 if you are doing futures or options, and can head higher from here. This is a nice, you can say it's inverted head and shoulders breakout, right? And breakout and retest is retesting twice. So a beautiful setup again in LT. Others positions I've already given, right? Others, Onmobile Global. Onmobile Global is facing resistance around a major multi-year resistance. So that's a multi-year resistance. It's kind of consolidating around the trend line. So this is the trend line that I was looking at. So just probably reversal, but it kind of had a breakdown from here. But this trend line, until this trend line holds, you can keep a stop around 107 and continue to hold on mobile. Okay. Naresh, I've written a beautiful blog on trend lines and the conditions. Go and read the blog. I think you can check that. It has all the conditions, and I don't have a very defined rule how long, but I've given my views on how long a trend line should be, right? Kerala Healthcare, proper downtrend, right? You should not be in a stock. In a stock, when the markets are going up, the stock is making low high, low lows. You see, low high, low high, low lows, low lows. Why should you be invested in such stock? Just get out of the stock. Simple as that. Okay, I think I've answered all of your questions, guys. So we have 34 people today. Thank you for joining, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share this channel with your friends. It'll be really helpful. I spend so much of time with you all, and do trade safely. Keep your stop losses. Know your risk management, and take care and stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow again for the session for Monday, right? So Monday to Friday, every day at 8 o'clock every day at 11 o'clock is when we meet. So let's meet tomorrow. Until then, take care and stay safe.